This is a video about nothing and everything. So, if you imagine, we're going to erase this. Now, you can see it's nothing. This is just white space. Imagine there's just nothing. There's no universe, there's no planets, there's no space, there's just nothing. And then there was something, right? It's like matter. Whatever it is. And that became the Big Bang. But there was something. It's a dot, right? So when the Big Bang happens, it expanded in a bang. And then, so let's erase this. Nothing became something, and then that something became everything. So imagine that this circle is the whole universe as we know it. At least our universe, the Milky Way and different galaxies. This circle represents everything. If you go around a circle, you come back to where you started. And Einstein said, if you traveled to the end of the universe, you'd come back where you started. So, if we assume that everything in the whole universe is represented in a circle, this is the symbol that represents everything and nothing. It's just a circle and a dot. That's how simple it is. Now inside of here you have quadrillions, just sextillions of information. And then of course you have other dimensions. We live in 1, 2, 3, and then time is the 4th dimension. So we're kind of like a 4D civilization. But what about 5D? What about a civilization that goes backwards in time, or that doesn't exist in a linear timeline like we do? Or what about 6-dimensional or 6-density civilizations or existence? So this is as simple as our 4D world is, or 3D world, if you exclude time. And that is basically understanding everything versus nothing. In some way, this is a paradox, because how is it possible that nothing exists? In the same way, you could ask, how is it possible that everything exists? So if the Big Bang created something, so this is something, Big Bang created something, and then it became everything as we know it. That's why we call it the universe. The universe means in Latin completely everything, basically. And I'm paraphrasing, but what happened before the Big Bang? Was there nothing? How could there be nothing and then there would be something? And the answer is, this is what I've heard that beings from higher dimensions explain it like, there is no past, no future, only the present. Only the present. The present is the only thing that exists. So this is the past, and this is the future. Now, when we talk about probabilities of time, it's usually measured with probability cones. Like, you can go this way or that way, but it's not going to go over here. For example, I'm not going to turn into a frog spontaneously. There's certain things. I might go left, I might go right. I might make a video and upload it to YouTube. I might have to eat lunch, but I'm not going to turn into a frog and hunt for spiders in the Amazon rainforest. Okay, so time is usually represented in the future like a conus of probabilities. And then reality is something here. But what these groups say, and this is also true of the ascended masters, Buddha, Mohammed, Jesus, all of them, they all talk about existence in a similar fashion. They say that basically the past and the future are all happening now. In other words, the present now exists in the past and in the future because we see time on a linear scale. But that is just our brain. Now we use like 5%, 10% of our brain. Whatever the number is, it doesn't matter. 90% is what matters. So that 90% maybe can understand the universe. We just haven't unlocked it, maybe. Maybe not. But all that exists is the present. And the universe is infinite. So this is a logical explanation to what is everything. So based on this, there was never nothing. There can be nothing. Nothing is an abstract concept. How could there be nothing and then there was something? It's impossible. Perhaps before the Big Bang, they're saying now that the universe was actually constantly birthing and rebirthing. So the Big Bang starts, it becomes a universe, and then it shrinks, and then it collapses. And there's a big crunch, and then it expands and collapses. And there's multiverses. This is happening just in multiple frequencies, in multiple dimensions. So perhaps as we evolve, we can exist in this multiverse. Where there's everything and nothing.